Saxon 3 math class. We're ready for lesson 18. We're going to be talking about some and some more stories, part 1. If you have some and you get some more, what operation do you think we're going to be talking about today? Addition. You're adding to what you already have, right? You have some and you're getting some more, so you're adding to what you already have. So let's take a look in your book on page 98, if you're following along, where it says New Concepts. Many word problems tell a story. And you know what? I love to imagine the story going on in my head. If we understand what's happening in the story, it's easier to solve the problem. Look at this story. John had how much? $5. Then he earned how much? $7. Now John has $12. Now that's a great story. That's not a word problem. They're going to be doing stories like this with us, but they'll leave part of the story out, and we'll have to figure out what part it is that they left out. Notice what's happening in this story. John had some money, then he earned some more money. That's why they call these some and some more stories. We call this a some and some more story. And it's an addition story, okay? And here's the number sentence they wrote for this one. They said $5 plus $7 equals $12. We know, though, that it's better when we're doing addition if they write it horizontally, that we have to write it vertically. So I would rather see on your paper when you show your work, like the second way they wrote it, with $5 plus $7 equals $12 written vertically, okay? Look at example 1. It says write a number sentence for this story. Now, you guys, a number sentence, that's just a math problem. I like to call it an equation, because an equation is a math problem that has an equal sign, right? That's really what a number sentence is, okay? Here we go. Touch that first N word, Nolan. Nolan threw 25 baseballs. Later, he threw 62 baseballs. Altogether, Nolan threw what? 87 baseballs. And here's their number sentence. They wrote 25 baseballs plus 62 baseballs equals 87 baseballs, okay? Now, that wasn't an actual problem. That just asked you to write a number sentence. Now, look at example 2. Here we go. Here's a some and some more story with a missing number. Find the missing number, then answer the question. That means we have to answer it in a complete sentence. Yeah. Look at this first word. See Mickey? Touch Mickey. Elijah. Mickey saw 15 rabbits. Then he saw 7 more rabbits. How many rabbits did he see in all? Mickey saw some, and then he saw some more. Okay, first he saw 15, right? So here we go. If I can find my paper here. Our addition sentence should look like 15 plus what? 7. And notice how I wrote this. Just like our problems we did warming up today. We do the ones column first. We do, everybody, 5 plus 7. What does that equal? 12. Now watch how I carry. I say 12. And then in the tens column, I just have 1 plus 1, and that's 22. Now, we have to answer it in a complete sentence, though, right? And on your tests, I always love for you guys to put a label with your answer. 22 what? He saw 22 rabbits. Should I misspell rabbits? No, it's right there in the question for you. Yes, and I didn't write a question. I didn't write a sentence answer, so we have to do that. And when I figure out my sentence, Chandler, I first go back and read the question again. What's the first word in that question? How. How many rabbits did he see in all? He He saw 22 rabbits in all, period. I have my capital, I have my period, I have the answer, and it's all spelled correctly. Exactly right. Touch example 3. Make up a sum and some more story for this number sentence. $5 plus $3 equals $8. Who's going to be brave and make up a story for me? Okay, Seth. Okay, close. If we took off the dollar signs, that would work, but this has to be about money. So what could you say? Keen had $5. Then he earned $3. Now he has $8. Perfect. Great example. Okay, and we are ready, you guys. Lesson practice A. Write a number sentence for the following story. Everybody touch the first word in the story. It's a funny name. It's a Gus. Can you touch it? Gus had $7. He received $5 more in a birthday card. I love birthdays. Then Gus had $12. Raise your hand if you can write a number sentence to go with that for me. Okay, Raven. For this story that I just read, what should I write for the math problem? Okay, JP. I only have to write the number sentence. How much did he have to start off with, you guys? Seven what? $7. Then he received $5 more in a birthday card. What do I write now? Plus $5 equals $12. Yes. This is what it means when it says write a number sentence. Okay? It means write a math problem. All right, B. The following story has a missing number. Write a number sentence for this story. Then write a complete sentence to answer the question. Everybody touch the first word. It's Diane. That's a girl's name. Diane ran 5 laps in the morning. She ran 8 laps in the afternoon. How many laps did she run in all? What number sentence should I write? Okay, Sierra. She ran 5 laps in the morning plus 8 laps in the afternoon equals 13 what? Laps. Now I'm not finished because it says then write a complete sentence to answer the question. I always like to go back and read the question again. Everybody find the question mark, go backwards. What word does that question start with? How? How many laps did she run in all? She ran 13 laps in all, period. I've got my capital, I've got my period, I've got my answer. Okay? Now let's look at example C. Write a number sentence for this story. Then write a complete sentence to answer the question. All right, touch the first word. His name is Dan. Dan had some play money in his pockets. He had $50 in his left pocket and $25 in his right pocket. How much play money did Dan have in both pockets? What number sentence do I write, Christian? How much did he have in his left pocket? $50. How much did he have in his right pocket? $25. And it says how much did he have in all? That means I have to add. Okay, we start with the ones column. What's the first part, JP? 0 plus 5 equals 5. And the tens column, 5 plus 2 equals 7. Don't forget my $sign. I'm not finished because it said then write a complete sentence. Now, when I do that, I like to go back and read the question. Find the question mark. Go backwards. What's the first word in that question? How. Here we go. How much play money did Dan have in both pockets? What should I start with? Dan had $75 in, we could say both pockets, and then what? Period. I've got my capital, my period, and the correct answer, and everything is spelled correctly. Ding, turn the page. We've got a part D. Make a sum and some more story with a question for this number sentence. 7 birds plus 8 birds equals blank birds. Who can make up a story? Okay, Sierra. I'm sorry. I looked right at Alexa and said Sierra. I'm sorry. Alexa. You have to make up a story. 7 birds started to feel cold and started to fly south for the winter. Then 8 more birds joined along, flying south for the winter. How many birds were flying south for the winter? And what would the answer be? 7 plus 8 equals 15 what? 15 birds. There you go. You have to be kind of creative to make up these stories, don't you? Now we're truly finished.